How are you guys doing today? So I wanted to record a live stream about what I see as the keys to becoming a multimillionaire. I wanted to do this as a live stream, so there's no editing, none of this other stuff. Maybe if people watch, they can ask questions, things of that nature. But uh, I think we're being set up for one of those moments in time where you can make a meaningful difference in your net worth. But before we get to that conversation, I want to get to kind of the keys to becoming a multimillionaire, from a multimillionaire, um, and really just kind of put it out there. Not a lot of people talk about it. It's not sexy, but there are a couple of keys that I have seen from many millionaires in real estate. So the first one is, you have to learn your market. You have to understand what a good or great deal is. If you're going to be in this business and you're going to go for it, hi Jason. Um, if you're going to go for it, you really have to focus on doing good or great deals, right? There are so many deals out there. There's thousands of them, but 99% of them are bad deals or they're just average. If you're going to make it in this business, you've got to become very good at finding good or great deals, right? And it's hard. When the market goes up and down, sometimes it's easy, sometimes it's hard, but you still have to stick in it, stick with it. Um, Warren Buffett is obviously a great example of this. He reads hours and hours a day. If you've read his story, his biographies, he used to go and read annual reports like no one's business. Again, he was learning his market. If you talk about myself and Olivia, right, we document our exciting journey to becoming multimillionaires in this book. But what you should take away from it is we learned our market. We got very good at understanding that most of the deals that were available and everything we bought was in the multiple listing service. So we became multimillionaires on deals that were available to everyone. But we got very good at finding the oddballs that were good or great deals. So you've got to learn your market. The other thing is sacrifice. We lived below our means, and we increasingly lived below our means because we wanted to stack cash for the next investment, for the next downturn, for the next whatever. We got good at recycling capital and reusing capital, having one asset become two, two become four, things of that nature. Then the last thing that's really important is it's kind of boring, right? It's not action. It's not Bitcoin. It's not changing every minute of every day. But, while it might be boring for 4, 5, 6, 7 years, there will be moments in time where you have to go all in. So again, you could read our story. You should take a couple of things away from it is we are very contrarian. The biggest reason we are where we are today is we invest counter momentum. And you have several examples in the book that you should read about and understand. What did we do when everybody wanted single family homes? We sold, right? If you want to overpay for my stuff, I'll sell. And, if you go back to the first property, which everybody can look up on Zillow, it's 1818, so 1818, Norris Drive East, 93703. Look it up in Zillow. We bought it for 107. We sold for 264. It was retraded at 75. And I think it just sold again for like 178. So what does that mean? That means when everybody is going one direction, we go the other. And it's pretty easy to see coming, right? Because everybody talks about it. So we did that in I don't know, 07, 08, something like that. So we weren't hurt when the crash came. In fact, we were in a great position because cash flow increased. What did we do in 2010? Everybody was scared. And you got to pay attention to this point because I think we may have a very small window where it's similar, but let's talk about that in a minute. Everybody was scared. We found deal after deal after deal right in the MLS. And it's because everybody was scared. And pay attention to that word scared because I think we're going to get another chance. So when people are scared, they're conserving, they're retreating, they're not going to Disneyland, they're not getting on airplanes, they're just hunkering down. And they're certainly not writing offers on houses. Pay attention to that because we're going to come back to that. Now, what's happening? Well, everybody's a multifamily genius. Everybody's a syndicator. And equity is cheap, debt is cheap and getting cheaper. So people are frankly overpaying for multifamily properties. Properties that are being traded today are 20 to 30% overvalued. I own these things. I've sold these things because, again, if you people are chasing apartments and there are so many people going that way, we will sell and we will trade into houses. No problem. Houses are a better investment today. So again, being a counter investor, don't follow the herd. If everybody is going one direction, go the other. That's where becoming a millionaire is easy, right? You can save, 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 but if you want to become a millionaire faster, you have to save because, again, there's lengths of time where it's really, really boring. But if you've learned your market and you can go, now's the time, right? People are backing off and you can create good and great deals. It's very special. So, a couple of things. The number one thing is you have to learn your market. And if you don't know what that means, there's a link in the course. Go to YouTube University. I'm very confident the thing I've created, how to get started one rental at a time, will get you there. I think it's the best thing I've created to date. And you have to learn your market because you and you alone can only know what a good or great deal is in your market for your asset type. But what do I see coming? Why am I'm like vibrating with excitement. I see this artificial window where mom and pop, buyers who are my big competition for houses, I think they're going to be scared. I think they're not going to go to open houses. I think they're not going to write offers on that cute 3-bedroom, 2-bath Tudor that they've been looking at down the street. They're going to conserve. They're going to retreat. And why you talk if you don't are rich? I don't know what that means. Why you talk if you don't are rich? Anyways, not really sure what that meant. If you guys saw that thought bubble, I'm not sure what that meant. Let me know what you think it meant. But at the end of the day, this is going to be a time where I add a lot more properties, just like we did in 2010. It's going to be small because I think what's going to happen is people are going to be scared, and they'll probably only be scared for 2 to 5 months because eventually it's going to not be a thing and it will just erase, and then they'll come back and buy again. But there are going to be people that have to sell, and I'm going to go find those because I do think owner occupants are going to go away. Today, or actually let's talk about a month ago. A month ago, for every house I looked at where there would be an owner occupant buyer, it was probably like 20 to 1. They just dominated me. I think it's going to be more like 4 or 5 to 1 because they're just going to disappear and we're not going to be looking at the same categories. So I expect to buy a lot of houses in the next 2 to 5 months. I'm pretty excited. If you've watched this channel with our daily updates, a month ago I was like, whoa, it's going to be tough. This market's going good. Housing is going to go up double digits. Watch out, right? But lo and behold, this thing came out of China and it's causing a disruption, a black swan, the true black swan. And I'm pretty excited. So let me know what you think. I'm really interested in open houses. My guess is by the end of March, they're not as well attended as they are at the beginning. We're starting to see more and more cases, like I think 6 in LA or SoCal this morning. So this thing is starting to grow in the US, and it's going to grow, at least based on other countries, substantially, which is only going to mean more headlines, more negative news, more mom and pops not writing offers on houses. So we're going to get to buy a lot more property. I'm actually expecting less competition to the question. I expect less competition. Prices don't drop as fast. If you know economics, they're sticky. It's called price elasticity. Prices are very sticky on the way down. But there will be motivated sellers. Could be divorce, job change, all these other things that happen, and yeah, so it could be interesting. So I don't expect prices to drop meaningfully. It's a pretty small window, but I believe the less competition is going to mean it's easier for me or you to find the true motivated sellers, right? The person that will accept an offer 10, 15, 20% under list price. They'll be out there. They're there today. It's just that so many people are out there that they are going for. So mostly available off market. I think there's going to be stuff on the MLS. If you've read my book, we bought all our stuff out of the MLS Realtor, so they were publicly available. If you have access to off market stuff, it's going to get interesting for sure. Yeah, I hate to see it spread as well, but I if I had the magic power, the what is that thing called where you rub it, the lantern to make it go away, I'd do it in a heartbeat. Human lives are far more important than a couple of extra dollars. But I don't have that magic lantern, so I might as well find a way to benefit from it. So just like you, Jason, I wish this thing would just die out tomorrow and just be a non-issue. That'd be much better for all of us. But it's here. I didn't bring it here, but we should deal with it. So again, the keys to being a multimillionaire. Again, learn your market, whatever you are, stocks, real estate, whatever it is, learn it better than someone else. Sacrifice, you gotta create dry powder, as they say. Let me know what you think of the book when you're done. And then most importantly, this is the one I stress a lot, and it's hard and it's uncomfortable. You got to invest counter-cyclically. When everybody's scared, you got to move in. And when everybody's in, you got to look somewhere else. That has been the greatest wealth generation for us. We took advantage of the downturn. We took advantage of the peak. And because we invested in spots where less people were and when people wanted to overpay, it's how to become a multimillionaire. And it's how you can retire at 45 and you can do silly YouTube videos for an hour a day and try to help people. So good. Keep it up, Jason. It takes a while. Get the first one and then get the second, get the third, you'll get there. So that's it. That's the keys. So I wanted to, again, record this live. If you're still watching this and you haven't subscribed, do me a favor, hit subscribe. We're almost at 5,000. I think we're at 4,996 last time I checked. So 4 away. Let's keep going. If you're saving money, like we've heard from the couple of little bubbles here, your job's to learn your market, right? You can keep saving and you could still be actively learning your market. I can't stress that enough. You have to learn your market. You have to be able to tell someone this deal is better than 100 other deals I've seen because of X. And what I tell my students to look for is the yield, right? I want to know how hard my cash is working, and that's the yield calculation. If you don't know what I'm talking about, check out the link in the description. Look at all the other student interviews we've done. And of course, if you want to know about 15 years of investing, go get this. It's really fun. All right, take care of yourself. Have fun. Bye.